Defensive play in Fortnite. It's a tough one, not a lot of people know about it. Let's explain all the best moves to you. One of the main threats of attacking a box like this is that the player is going to edit and box you up so you can't get out. The number one way to prevent this is something called counter piece control, and is the number one lesson in defensive Fortnite. Obviously we know the best way to push a box is like this, making sure you have the walls and then you can attack from a right hand peak. But if you really have to attack a box like this, I'd recommend putting a cone underneath you and putting a wall to either one side of you. This means that if they do edit on you like this, you can flip the cone and go out the side like this. It's an easy way out. Even if they put a cone in the other two walls, you still got this wall right to the side of you. You can get out pretty easily and maybe attack from a different wall. The trick is, whether it's a ramp, whether it's a wall to the side or to the back of you, you always want to have a way to get out of this box, because if they hit that cone and they get all these walls, you're a goner. Having that anti-piece control or counter piece control means that you can have a much better way of getting out the fight if things get hairy. More basics to defensive play include boxing up in a double box. A double box means you have so much more options when it comes to defensive playing. If someone drops on your wall over here, you can then maybe cone them from the other side like this. Or if they drop on this wall right here, you can cone them from here, maybe get a wall and full box them over here. There was a couple problems with this double box that I was using though. Can you identify them? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Problem number 1, we had a single layer at the top. This is bad for defensive play because it means the opponent can just hack them in 2 shots. Also, it allows them to easily do exploits like this one right here with the pickaxe, where you can jump straight through a turbo built floor. You always want to have cones on top of your box because it means the entry is a whole lot less guaranteed for the opponent, and they have to take through 2 floors and cones to get into your base. Also, we forgot to have something underneath us. Most importantly, a cone. You can have a ramp beneath you, but honestly a cone is way more versatile and you can do a lot more stuff with a cone than you can do with a ramp. So I'd recommend having a cone in your box at all times. Your third mistake from this box we had was not having a wall in the middle. Wall in the middle is so important as a double box. You can just have it edited like this, but it's so important. If it's not there and the enemy gets your wall, they can actually take the wall behind you in the middle of the box. You're trapped in the first box here. It's an additional risk because now you can't go out the back and you're going to have to rely on going out the side, which is a lot easily piece controlled by the opponent. If they get the wall behind you, they know you're going to either go out to the sides or the top, and they can just piece control around those areas and maybe get a free shot on you. Don't make this mistake. Make sure when you're doing your double boxes, you are doing them properly like this and making sure you have a strong foundation and you have a good defensive structure point. Peaks are some of the most important things in Fortnite, and they can be the difference between living and dying. So you want to make sure you always have good peaks and never make bad peaks and take unnecessary damage. This is how. If you're a box away and the opponent is in this box here, maybe peeking, then the best course of action for a peek is a peanut butter. This means you're always protected, and there's a couple tricks to get the starting damage on the opponent in this situation. If they're doing a peanut butter as well, you always should wait for them to jump. If they jump first, you jump immediately after, and you're going to get a free shot on them. Because by the time they're going down, you're going to be just heading upwards and taking the shot at them. In this situation, never jump first. If you jump first, the opponent's going to get a free shot at you like we just discussed. With the peanut butter peek, you can head backwards in your box like this and slowly take their wall, and then finally you can run up, take it, and then do a big edit like this. You can then use the peanut butter and hit a nice shot. When doing a peanut butter on an opponent as the other side of the wall, always make sure that you're moving to the left side of the box before confirming. Go to select it, move to the left side, and then confirm it and jump. Because if you're on the right side, you're going to be pretty exposed. If you confirm it over here, it's a free shot for the opponent, no matter how good a peek you make at the end. The peanut butter is not the best edit for a scenario like this, where the opponent is just outside the box on no cone. In this scenario, I'd recommend doing something like a window edit. Specifically this window edit, it is the most optimal. If you do the middle one, you're going to have to make sure you're right on the edge of the wall and you get a nice shot in. But the edge ones are super useful as they're a lot smaller, and it means you can hit a more optimal peak. One of the best ways you can punish someone that doesn't have a cone in their box for a defensive purpose is when they edit. If you're on their wall and you're trying to get away, and when they edit on you, like say this, you place a ramp. they're most likely going to be on the opposite side of the box back here. So if you place a ramp, they're now trapped and they have to go out the side or the back, therefore wasting time. That's the reason why you should always have a cone in your box, so this does never happen to you. One of the arts of defensive play is reboxing and knowing how to rebox correctly. If an opponent's on my wall here, which way do you think I should go? Well, I can't go forwards because the opponent's there. I can't go this way because it's very awkward with all these builds that are already there. I can't go this way because it makes it super easy for the opponent right here to just place some cones and full box me before I know it. Depending on whether the cone outside his box is his, I could go downwards possibly and make a box there. But the best course of action is going backwards. Reboxing backwards is great, honestly, because it allows you to get some space in between your opponent. And if you're a box behind, like we talked about, you can do a peanut butter edit and just get a really nice shot off before expanding back even more. Once you're back, you can then start expanding at the sides and also back. Just remember, back is the best policy because it gets you the furthest way between you and your opponent. Once you've gathered some boxes here, I could even bait him back, because if he's going to drop on this wall right here, I could then move back through the space I've already made like so, and just really get some space and confuse him a little bit. With defensive Fortnite, space is going to win you the fight. If I have more space, it means I have far more opportunities to hit shot or piece control him. You got to stay calm in these scenarios, because if you're not calm, you're going to make stupid plays, and when you're reboxing, you're going to be messing up a lot of edits. If you're messing with edits, then you're going to get caught off guard when reboxing, and you got to make sure that you're never caught missing edits when trying to rebox. Those missed peanut butter edits that you miss could be the difference between you living and dying. And again, make sure all of your boxes have cones in. One of my favourite forms of defensive fighting is Prefires. If you want to learn Prefires, the video on screen might just be for you. Go watch it and like the video for the algorithm so this video gets pushed out to more people. Defensive play is super important. Thank you for watching.